My gross dad started dating a girl younger than me, so I started dating a guy older than him. See how he likes it. My dad is 57, and 4 months ago he started dating this girl named Becky, who's 25 years old. I'm 26. Let that sink in. His girlfriend is younger than his own daughter. My parents got divorced 2 years ago when I was 24. My mom is 54, and she's been a complete mess ever since dad started parading Becky around. My dad has literally turned into one of those gross rich guys who dumps his wife for a younger model. The kind of guy everyone makes fun of, but he doesn't even care. Becky is so obviously with him for his money, it makes me want to throw up. She drives his BMW, wears designer clothes he bought her, posts Instagram stories from expensive restaurants with captions like "less than date night with my man" with a million heart emojis. Meanwhile, my mom is at home crying because she spent 30 years with this man and he replaced her with someone who wasn't even born when they got married. I tried talking to my dad about it so many times. I told him their relationship made me uncomfortable, that it was weird and gross and disrespectful to mom. You know what he said? "You're just jealous that I'm happy. Becky makes me feel young again. She doesn't nag me like your mother did." I wanted to scream. This man really thought his midlife crisis was more important than his daughter's feelings. And the worst part was I started wondering if he was always like this. Was he checking out my friends when I was in high school? Was he looking at girls my age this whole time? It made my skin crawl. Last weekend was Becky's birthday, and my dad threw this huge garden party at his house. Like massive. He rented tables and chairs, hired caterers, got a DJ, the whole thing. He invited all of Becky's friends who are basically carbon copies of her. Young, pretty, and clearly there to meet his rich business partners. It was like watching a gross matchmaking event. I got the invitation and almost didn't go, but then I had the greatest idea of my entire life. If dad sees nothing wrong with dating someone 32 years younger than him, then he shouldn't have a problem with me dating someone older, right? So I found myself a date. His name is Joe and he's 62 years old, 5 years older than my dad. I met him at the gym where he works as a trainer. Super nice guy. I explained the whole situation and asked if he'd help me out. He thought it was hilarious and agreed immediately. The party started at 2. I showed up alone, acting all sweet and supportive. "Hey dad, happy birthday Becky. Your decorations look amazing." Playing the perfect daughter. Then at like 2:30, I told everyone I had to go get my boyfriend who just arrived. I came back with Joe holding his hand. He's a good-looking guy for 62, silver hair, tan, fit, but very obviously 62. I walked right up to the main table where my dad was sitting with all his business partners. Becky was practically sitting in his lap wearing this tiny dress. "Dad, everyone, I want you to meet my boyfriend Joe. He just swept me off my feet and I'm so happy." Joe put his arm around me and shook everyone's hands. My dad's face went completely white. His mouth was hanging open. His friends were all looking at each other confused. One of his business partners, this guy named Rich, suddenly goes, "Wait, Joe? Joe from the country club?" Turns out they were golf buddies. Joe was like, "Oh, hey Rich, good to see you." Small world. I almost lost it right there, but I kept going. I looked at my dad and said, "What's wrong? You don't look so good." "Becky, honey, maybe you should get his heart medication. This party might be too taxing on him." Then I sat down on Joe's lap right there in front of everyone. I put my arm around his neck and giggled like Becky always does with my dad. My dad practically shoved Becky off his lap and stood up. His face was bright red. All his friends were staring. Becky looked horrified and confused. I could see her birthday party fantasy falling apart in real time. Joe and I stayed for maybe 10 more minutes. I made sure to be extra affectionate, holding his hand, leaning against him. At one point I even fed him a piece of cake. My dad looked like he was about to have a stroke. Then I announced really loudly that we had to leave because Joe was taking me on a private boat ride and we didn't want to miss our departure time. I kissed Joe on the cheek and we walked out hand in hand. Behind us I could hear my dad yelling something, but I didn't stop. As soon as we got to the parking lot, Joe and I started laughing so hard we could barely breathe. He was like, "That was the most fun I've had in years." Your dad's face was priceless. We high-fived and he left. My phone started blowing up immediately. My dad called me 15 times. I sent every single call to voicemail. Then I texted him asking what brand of ED medication he uses so I could recommend it to Joe. I added a winky face. He tried calling again. More voicemails. My mom texted me asking what happened because apparently word spread fast. I told her everything and she laughed for the first time in months. She said, "I'm not saying I approve, but that's pretty funny." My dad finally texted me, "This is absolutely unacceptable. We need to talk immediately. That man is too old for you and you're doing this just to hurt me." I wrote back, "Oh, so now you understand how inappropriate age gaps are." Interesting. He hasn't responded since. I don't really care at this point if this ruins our relationship because honestly he already ruined it when he started dating someone younger than me. At least now he knows exactly how it feels.